What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch the trailer for Knock at the Cabin. Johnny Bear, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. We're shooting this like 4 in the morning right now. It came out while we were filming She-Hulk, but it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I was like, yeah, let's watch the trailer for this. The only M. Night Shyamalan movie I haven't seen is the movie Old. Have you seen Old?
Samesies. No, I haven't.
Movie reaction incoming. Sounds like it. As if this wasn't already part of my master plan. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could leave a like, that'd be very much appreciated. Anywho, let's see what's in store.
All right.
Are we gonna sing along?
Yes, of course!
Jonathan Groff.
Hey. Plug his shoes.
Is that Dave Bautista?
Just Bigfooting out in the woods.
Eerie.
My name's Leonard. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
I suppose I'm here to make friends with you. And your dad's too.
Love those shots.
Why is it broken?
Because of what I have to do today.
There is a woman carrying something that looks like a pick with a chain and a mallet in it.
You see, the four of us have a very important job to do. In fact, it might be the most important job in the history of the world.
Damn, there's a lot of shrill sounds in this trailer.
I know.
Rupert Grint.
Hey.
And are united by a common vision, which has now become a command that we cannot ignore. The four of us are here to prevent the apocalypse.
Ooh. Ooh.
Your family has chosen to make a horrible decision. If you fail to choose, the world will end.
That's a hell of a trailer. Damn.
Surely. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. There's like 3 writers on that.
Hey. That's good. That's heartening.
Sometimes Shyamalan can sway, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Shyamalan needs a couple people around to bounce things off of to temper his uniqueness a little bit.
Well, I was reading up a little bit on this movie, and it's interesting. Like, it's based on a book that, I forget the book's called, The Cabin at the End of the World. It might be what it's called. I don't know. If I'm wrong, there'll be a text here. Odds are this discussion is going to be uncut because of the hour that we're filming this at. But yeah, that it's based on a book. And what I learned recently is that a lot of times when books get published is usually in order to get a book published, you have to have the movie deal done or the movie rights sold in advance before publishing. Wow. And that was kind of the case with this movie first. And apparently that's how you usually get a book published nowadays. Is that gnarly? I learned that from an author not long ago. And I was like, wow, that's pretty nuts that you have to usually have that in place first, and that's how you get the publishing going. So anyway, yeah, this was kind of sitting in development hell. Like, it's one of those movies that was just never getting produced. And then Shyamalan came across the script that was already written, and then he took a pass at it and rewrote it. And I thought it was under just 2 writers. Apparently there's 3. And he was like, this is the fastest script I've ever written. And I was like, oh, cool. So he's got like a lot of faith in what this property is. And apparently the book is really cool and beloved. So yeah, I don't know much about the actual plot. I know more about that stage, which I thought was really fascinating. But for what we're getting here, it's different than a lot of the other Shyamalan movies, but in the same sense of big picture, but very contained environment. That's something I think Shyamalan actually really excels in. Is something massive, like you got this apocalyptic horror movie, but it's also a home invasion thriller, and that's like the main focus and thrust of it. And is this apocalyptic thing real? Is it a cult? Like at least that's the vibe of what the trailer's getting. I know I could probably just read the book and find out. But in terms of like the mood and the tone and the sound design of what we got, I thought this was like an excellent trailer. And if you didn't tell me it was Shyamalan, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, this kind of reminded me. I don't know if these are the exact, most, on the money pulls, but I kept thinking of Funny Games meets The Box or something like that, where it's like, you have this.
It's a good pull.
Yeah, it's like a nice getaway with this intimate family setting, and it's just the three of us. We're gonna go and have a nice time, and then all of a sudden these people show up and invade their lives, and then put them through this harrowing experience of whatever variety, this here apocalyptic variety, and it got me intrigued in the good way that M. Night stories can, and I love the idea of something like this that seems like it, while will certainly have some kind of twist. I don't know. I like being in the position of not knowing whether this is just these four people's cultish delusion or whether it is really some kind of actual world-rending stakes that are going to be brought forth. And I mean, just the performances alone look really engrossing. And I love the way that the lensing is like really calling your attention to the glass and like the distance between things when they're racking and stuff.
That's the most. I was like, that's the most akin to like Shyamalan that I would have picked up on.
Well, you get those looming shots of like the trees, and you get that crush zoom thing. You're just looking through a thicket, and I started to think of The Happening, but luckily this feels like something much more grounded to then counterweight to whatever high concept conclusion there's going to be, because I have to imagine that there's going to be something of a high concept idea at work at the end of it all.
Well, what I imagine, knowing, granted I haven't seen Old, but knowing what Shyamalan normally does, a lot of his themes seem to be about the power of belief and faith, and I feel like there's something of that theme that's going to be applied to that little girl.
Totally. Well, and I mean,
it's the most like best estimate I could give about knowing Shyamalan's previous work and what he likes to toy with.
Yeah, it's like I bet somehow her purity and her, non-corrupted view of the world will probably play in, and I bet that, dads, for as well-meaning as they might be, are probably going to get in the way with, all that conditioning.
Well, what I really am loving right now is the career of Dave Bautista.
Sure.
Because I think it was like when he had that one scene in Blade Runner 2049. When he did that one scene, and it's crazy how that one scene left such a germinating impact for that man's career.
Oh, sure.
Because like we all saw him as, Drax when he transitioned to film, which was really funny and everything. But when he did that, you're like, oh, this guy's got like real dramatic acting chops. And then the range he's been able to display ever since has been incredibly consistent. He can do pretty much any genre. And you wouldn't think of that for a man of his look and his stature, his kind of build, but he really can do it. He can do it all. And then like the direction he's chosen to take with his career, I think is really fascinating. And then seeing his role here, it fits. It really fits because this guy looks disturbed. You don't know if he's telling the truth or not. I mean, like it looks like he believes what he's saying, which is what's important for a character like that. But also with having his build, it makes it that much scarier, where normally I'd associate a character like that with not having such a build. They might usually be kind of like long-haired, beard, skinny. I don't
lanky.
know. Yeah, something lanky is more the
creepy,
word for it. Yeah, so I think there's something fresh about it. Yeah, you have like the gay dads, which, you've seen a lot of home invasion movies before, and like that adds a little bit of a fresh take to it. And then having someone like Dave, like everyone else in the group, Rupert, Grint, and the other people, they all look like what you usually see in that kind of crew.
Yeah, exactly.
But David Bautista is such a unique look for that kind of character, and it works. At least in this trailer, it's really working for me. So yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it quite a bit.
Well, and two, I love when anything can take something that's really commonplace and make it scary and unnerving, and the knocking sound, like the way they use the knocking sound and how claustrophobic and in your, like, right up in the mix it is. I'm looking forward to that. I like a good harsh but well chosen sound design.
Yeah, I haven't seen It Comes at Night, but I think it kind of feels like that trailer.
Sure. Yeah, good call.
Bit of that Quiet Place vibe is sort of anything in the woods.
Yeah,
Cabin
you
in
got
the woods.
your macro shots of bugs and things, and I'm sure
Yeah.
that'll be a motif because the little girl's cataloging bugs. and stuff
Exactly,
like that.
exactly. But yeah, I like this trailer. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, click that bell. We will see you all soon.